Hey, what is going on, guys? It is Jed, and today I'm going to be discussing the modern Fortnite shooting model. I want to talk about how it differs from the old one, what it does better, and what it does worse. Their new system is very similar to the suggestions I gave many years ago, but it falls short in a couple of ways, so I want to break it down and give some feedback on how I think it can improve. So what is the current Fortnite shooting model? Well, there's a few systems in place I want to explain thoroughly, with video examples to give you a better perspective on what is actually occurring when you pick up a weapon. The first system I want to explain is projectiles. This system has been a long time coming. I remember suggesting this in my first Fortnite critique video back in October of 2017. Take a look.
What I need to do instead is get rid of hit scan and get rid of bloom. Make sure that there is a projectile always coming out of your gun. You have to lead your shots all the time.
So, as you'd imagine, this piqued my interest when I heard it was actually a part of the game now. So let's take a closer look at how these projectiles actually function. So, as you can see, a projectile is when the bullet of a weapon takes time to reach its destination. It is not instantaneous like it used to be. When a bullet reaches its destination instantaneously, like a lot of other games, that is referred to as hit scan. Fortnite used to utilize hit scan on most of their weapons. The old weapons that didn't utilize hit scan usually consisted of snipers, rockets, grenade launchers, DMRs, and other high damage long range weapons. The reason this was exclusive to those kind of weapons is because it would be quite powerful to utilize hit scan on higher damage long range weapons. You could absolutely beam other players at unfair ranges, especially in tandem with the fact that most of these weapons do not utilize damage falloff, which is a mechanic that reduces the damage dealt to targets the further away that you are from them. Old examples, which I leaned heavily into as a longtime player, was the original scoped AR. This thing was downright unfair at incredibly long ranges. Zero bloom, hit scan, and moderate damage is what left me feeling like the scoped AR was a weapon that was slept on. Not a lot of people used it to its full potential back in the day. One more mechanic I want to quickly explain before my critique on the modern shooting model is bloom. If you're a longtime viewer of my channel, I hope you can stomach another explanation of this mechanic. Bloom, as it's referred to in Fortnite, is the mechanic where the weapon grows increasingly less accurate the longer it is fired, indicated by the cone of fire. The cone of fire can be visualized by drawing a circle around the 4 lines surrounding your center dot. I built a 3D example in Fortnite Creative for your viewing pleasure. The end of your barrel is the tip of the cone, and the crosshair has been placed on this wall here. If you connected this crosshair to the tip of the rifle barrel, you get a cone. That's where the name comes from. Your bullet will land anywhere in the area marked in red. As you shoot, the cone blooms in size, getting bigger, increasing the cone of fire, and decreasing your chance to land on the center dot. The reason I was very critical of this mechanic and almost immediately called for it to be removed is because it is inherently random. There is no human ability to circumvent this level of randomness. Your firearm did not consistently shoot straight, which led to situations where the luckier player won the gunfight. And that's not a very good feeling in the long term. Anyway, I do believe their current implementation of projectiles is a little silly, and let me explain why. The projectile-based weapons still utilize bloom, and the reason why that is a problem is because bloom was a safeguard against the laser beam nature of hit scan. And what do I mean by that? Well, since bullet travel time is instant in a hit scan environment, having 100% accuracy at all times means you will get shot very consistently at ranges that seem absurd. Just take another look at my old scoped AR gameplay. These people are incredibly far away, sustaining hundreds of points of damage, with their only realistic counter being spam building. Sure, it is skill-based and consistent, which is marginally better than a skill-free and random system, but it just seems a little absurd to beam people this far away. This would also have to call into question the balance and distribution of healing items to offset the random poke damage you'll be receiving from people you can barely see. The implementation of projectiles is good because it is an additional safeguard against cross-map beaming, which leaves me wondering why bloom is still here. Right now, shooting at long ranges has 2 concurrent safeguards that reduce the efficiency of weapons. It actually has 3 if you count recoil. And I will go ahead and address what everyone is probably thinking right now. Yes, I know you can modify the weapons and put scopes or optics on them that remove bloom altogether. And my reaction to that is it's just weird. It's weird to me that you're required to change the weapon mid-game, which also changes the perspective of aiming to eliminate this problem. It feels inconsistent that a gun has two different behaviors you can tap into depending on how you customize it. Perhaps you want to increase the awareness and sight picture of a third-person view. At least a third-person sight picture is congruent with the rest of the game. It awkwardly snaps between third-person and first-person if you opt to eliminate bloom. I think the solution here is just to remove bloom from the game. There will still be multiple safeguards to keep players from deleting other players across the map, but bloom is so unnecessary right now and still allows the element of randomness to determine some fights, particularly in early game. If bloom was entirely removed, you'd still have to predict the movement of your target and use a little bit of guesswork to connect your shots. This would impose a skill gap between players willing to learn and adapt and those that can't be bothered, and I think that's good for a battle royale. Also, something I want to talk about is how I believe projectiles have a soft incompatibility with controller users. You see, aim assist only works when you are aiming at the target, and projectiles with bloom or not are still going to require you to lead your shots. That means someone on a joystick is going to have to drag past the aim assist to accurately place shots in front of their target, which also seems extremely awkward. It's like you get aim assist at long ranges if you opt to intentionally miss your shots. If you aim at them and shoot, they're probably going to move before your shot reaches the target. So you're going to have to fight the aim assist to place your shots correctly. It just seems very awkward, to say the least. I don't really see an obvious fix to this without separating PC and console cues and adjusting them separately, but I think we're long past that. But what do you guys think? Is it better now than what it used to be? Is there still room for improvement? Let me know in the comments below. If you enjoy my content, be sure to use the creator code JEDYT in the Fortnite item shop. I'm currently not a YouTube partner, so monetizing my content is out of the question. If you wish to support me, that is currently the only way to do it. Thank you for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Peace out, everybody.